LearnWomen.com.
This time we're going to talk about a topic that most guys in the dating world have come across. It's flaky women. You make a date with a woman, and you arrange your schedule, and last minute something comes up. Either she's not answering the call or the text, or she's calling you, telling you that something came up, like her mother called, or she had to be at work or something. But the bottom line is you've made plans and she's not there. And I think we've all come across. Have you experienced that?
Oh, all the time. I mean, gosh, after dating almost a couple decades, it happens so often you lose count.
Now, do you internalize it like it's, oh, she's flaking on me because she doesn't like me, or how do you react to that?
Well, heck yeah, in my 20s, absolutely, I internalized it. I took it personally. I thought, why doesn't she like me? I started analyzing it. Now, it's directly a reflection on them.
Why do you think they do it?
They do it because they probably have 9 other guys that are interested in them that week that are calling them, and they have options, and they obviously don't really care about being a woman of their word and doing the things that they tell you that they're going to do with you.
I think it's more of and you're right, and I think to take it one step further, I think it's also a bit of a, for lack of a better term, a shit test. You know, they want to see how much of their crap you're going to put up with at the start, and that's going to establish the tone of whatever relationship could progress from there. For instance, if you're going to let them get away with flaking on you, let them get away with kind of pushing you around and mistreating you, then they know that they're going to wear the pants in the relationship. They're going to lead you around by your nose, and that's, I think, what they're trying to establish. What do you think of that?
Absolutely, and what you need to do when they do that is lay the gauntlet down. Tell them, no, I'm not going to let you get away with that, and tell them that I don't like flakers and I don't like flake behavior. And I even tell girls sometimes I have a new nickname for you. They go, what's that? I said, Flakestress or Miss Flake.
You know what I do is when when I get flaked on, I go into my phone and I change the name to Flake. I've got Flake 1, Flake 2, Flake 3. And I ran into a girl recently and she's like, you didn't respond to any of my calls. And I said, maybe I don't recognize your number. Why don't you call me real quick? So they'll call me, and then up their name will come Flake number 3. And I said, oh, there's your name. And it kind of gives them the hint, like, you know what, I'm not putting up with your crap. And they really do respect that. They're like, okay, the guy's he respects his time. He respects himself enough to cut me out, so I'm not going to do that to him again. And next time I have a chance to have a date with him, I'm going to go. You really have to call them to task on their flakiness. I mean, what do you think of that?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You got to call them out on it, and I do the same thing. They've got to be bad for me to actually change my BlackBerry address book to their last name in Flake, but I've done it a few times, and just like you did, I show it to them, and you can tell it stops them in their tracks, because you're the first guy that's ever stood up to them. Most guys don't do it. So by being one of the few guys that actually stand up to their BS and them pulling the stuff on you, it gets their attention, and deep down, they kind of respect you for it.
Yeah, a lot of girls, when you do that to them, well, for instance, a lot of guys, they'll put up with it. You know, they're like, oh, okay, I understand you needed to change your oil, or, you know, your favorite episode of Friends came on.
And by the way, that feeds the problem. The fact that the women do it all the time, and the guys put up with it.
I think that's got the problem that guys today are putting up with in this environment is that a lot of guys are so desperate.
This is the shit right there.
What's the shit? Come here and tell me what kind of shit you are.
We're recording in the middle of recording. You guys are interrupting.
What we're recording, we're doing this bit on how long it would take before someone comes up and interrupts.
It says this is the shit.
You guys are the winners. Okay, so now that the peanut gallery is left, what were we talking? We're talking about calling him to task on flaking. So what do you got to do to let them know that you're not putting up with their crap and you respect your time?
Well, first of all, I'm never mean to them. I never slam them, as in directly, like, I can't believe you just did that. I'm not get emotional about it. I just tell them matter-of-factly, you know, I don't like flakers.
It kind of shows that you're like, when you do that and you get all mad and they're like, aha, see, I kind of proved that he is emotional, or he is insecure, or he is mad, and he doesn't have anything going on, and I ruined his night. So it is a bit of a shit test. They want to see, hey, this guy's so busy, he didn't care that I didn't show up. He's a little annoyed, and he's going to remember that, and I'm going to have to work much harder to get his attention next time when you do call him to task. But when you overreact and get all snotty and mean and or make some mean comment, they're like, well, I didn't want this guy anyway, because he can't, he takes things too seriously.
Yeah, you'll definitely be different than every other guy she comes across if you don't. You can take it emotionally for a few seconds, let it let the anger build, because we all get pissed when women do that to us. But you got to come across as being very, very unemotional and just very, the word I remember to myself is, be matter of fact. Just tell it the way it is.
Right, and that's why it's important to have a bunch of plate spinning. You got to have, 3, 4, 5 different girls, that you're talking to, and the one that you like the most is the one you obviously make the date with. But if she's going to flake out on you, you gotta have a second one to call just to kind of fill your time. Or
yeah, because that way it's going to be in your mind her loss, not my loss. If she's the only game you have going in town and she does that to you, you're going to be devastated. But if you've got 3, 4, 5 other girls or more that you're seeing on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, she's going to flake out on you, and you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe she did that, but oh well, I'll just give Judy a call.
But a lot of girls will label guys like us as players, because it's like, oh, you got 5 or 6 girls you're talking to, you're just a player. But it's like the old expression, don't hate the player, hate the game. If you're going to flake on me, I'm not going to sit here and knit a sweater while we were supposed to go on a date. I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to go and talk to another girl. Because a lot of times guys just want to go out and be themselves and have a conversation and make a girl laugh and feel that, that power of being able to entertain a woman. Not so much, he might not always be interested in sex, so there's nothing wrong with having a bunch of girls that you're entertaining. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think there's power in options. When a guy has options, which every guy should, a guy who's active out there dating, pursuing girls, walking up to girls, a guy's going to have more than one woman, definitely. Players connotates deceptiveness. You're not being deceptive by being yourself and having a lot of plate spinning. It means you're a good catch, and a lot of women know it, and a lot of women are beating down your door.
Right, and then when you do have those options, and when she does flake, and you pick up the phone, and you go out and have a good time with another girl, then you're not going to be so upset about the whole thing. You're going to log her down as a flake. You're going to let her know she's a flake, but you're not going to be affected by it so much, and she's going to sense that lack of, lack of you being upset, and she's going to say, hey, this guy's kind of got it going on. I totally ruined his night, but he's still being cool, even though he's kind of being firm with, like, you know what, you're a flake.
Yeah, women can sense that indifference. If you're indifferent by either not calling her back and saying anything about it, and then a couple days later she calls you because she's wondering, he didn't say anything about it, apparently it didn't affect him too much. That's good, because now she realizes, wow, he's not calling and blowing my phone up because I flaked on him.
Right, and it's important not to call them out. It's important not to call them back. It's important to ignore their texts. And when they finally do get through to you one way or another, say, hey, look, you know what? You're a cool girl, but we had plans. I arranged my schedule for you. You flaked on me, and I just think it's kind of lame, and I really don't have time for that. Then they're going to be on the defensive.
Yeah, like today, if that happened to me, I'd write maybe a text 2 days later saying, hey, Flake, what's up? I called her a flake, but yet I wasn't mad. I wasn't mean to her. I'm just talking to her like a buddy, saying, hey, Flake, what's up?
So you'll go, like, I'm even more stubborn. I just won't contact them, because I know sooner or later I'm going to bump into them at the bank or at the grocery store, at work, down at the beach, and they're going to, say, hey, what's going on with you? And it's like, hey, you had your chance, you messed it up. Now, if you want to go out on a date again, you need to come up with something good, and you need to stick to your guns this time.
Yeah, you bet. Whatever you do, just don't call them back right away and get mad at them. Just be very matter of fact. Tell them, hey, I don't like flakes, and be firm with them. Treat them like you would a buddy that flaked out on you. Treat them like the daddy that was firm with them, if they ever had a daddy that was, direct and firm with them. And deep down, you're gonna be so different from every other guy out there, and they're gonna have a respect for you that they don't give from most men.
Right. So, to wrap it up, it's really important not to get upset when they flake. Be firm with them. Not reward them for being a flake. In other words, not taking the next available date that they bring up. Also, not being mean. And it's also very important to always have a few plates spinning. Keep all the girls interested, and that way you'll have options. If you meet a girl that you like and you want to settle down with, and she's not flaking on you, she's being the woman that you want her to be, then you can start to wean off the other girls if you're interested in that. But in the dating world, you got to have a bunch of plates spinning. It's real important. And that's all we have this time. Anything to add?
Nope. Sounds good. Great topic.
Okay. See you next time.